Good morning, parents. It is Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. And today, as you can see, we're going to focus on recognizing equal parts in shapes and different ways we can make equal parts in shapes. And we're only going to do page 3 today. So let's get going. Down here, this was yesterday, and today right here. So think equal parts can have different shapes. So for example, these squares are all the same size. Each smaller shape covers 1/4 of the square. So each smaller shape is an equal part of the square. So for example, these are all the same right there, all little squares in that big square. They divided it in half right here. These two squares are equal, and these two triangles are also equal in this half. And here they divided it into smaller rectangles, but they're all the same size. So right here, these squares are the same size than the ones above. Each is divided into 3 equal parts, so they're thirds. And you can see that they all look divided differently, but still equal. So equal shares may be different shapes within the same whole, and that is true. And we could see that here. Different shapes within that same big square or big hole. That is very true. Each rectangle below is the same size. Circle the letter of all the shapes that show 4/4. Each rectangle below is the same size. Circle the letters of all the shapes that show 4/4. So we need to find all the letters that show 4/4. Just do that and send me a picture. Right there. And then this is what you need to work on today. Partition circles or divide circles and rectangles into equal shares. So we see that the first one, Ezra drew line segments to divide each shape into halves. Halves, two parts, okay? Just one line in the middle or wherever, but there should be 2 parts, okay? That's 1 and that's 2 right here. See? 1 and 2 right there. Draw a line segment to divide each shape into halves in a different way. So Ezra drew one line right here in the middle. If I did that, that wouldn't show a different way. That would show the same way that Ezra did. So I'm not going to do that one. Instead, let's draw a line maybe here. I don't have a ruler, so it's not straight. But you can use a ruler if you have one and make it a little bit straighter. But it's still divided in halfway, and it's still 2 parts. 1, 2, but it's just differently. I divided it differently than Ezra did. Okay, so here you can talk about what is the same here, and what is different here. Okay, so what is the same and what is different of Ezra and our division? And you can also divide the circle differently than Ezra did. She did it horizontally. How are you going to divide it? Still showing 2 parts or halves, but differently than Ezra. Right? So that's all you have to do. And today, partition fourths in different ways. So do you see that they divided this big whole rectangle into 4 parts, right? How would you do it differently in this big rectangle? Can you divide it into 2 whole parts, into 4 parts, but differently than what is shown here? Figure it out. Be creative. I can already see how I would do it. How would you do it? Right? That is all for today. Bye-bye. I'm proud of you. Keep working really hard.